Hey everybody, why don't you come up to my Bobby Luisi store on Esty. We got men's t-shirts in black and white, women's v-neck t-shirts in black and white, a shot cup, the Robert Luisi Ministry coffee mug, the Bobby Luisi Show coffee mug, and of course God's Plans Revealed. And coming out right now, it'll be out in August. Pre-order your book right now from Copper Christian. All right, what's up, everybody? We got a great show tonight. I got my friend Tom Vecchia here, and we're going to do a question and answer. So we're going to be right back after this. And we're back.
You're back.
All right. What's happening, Tom?
Hey, Bobby, how are you? Kim, pleasure to be here.
Oh, great. I'm so happy you came on. We haven't been on with each other's show for a little while. You know, a lot of things went on, you know that, but things are settling down now. Everything's getting back to normal.
God bless.
You know, so I'll be looking to do shows now, Tom. Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for coming on here. So tell us what you're up to.
Pardon?
Tell us what you're up to.
Well, personally, had the pleasure of having our son.
Congratulations.
Thomas Jr. Thank you. May 7th, May 12th. So gonna be 2 months old. He's keeping us busy, not sleeping. He's doing well. Our other daughter's doing well. My other kids are doing well. So God bless everybody's doing well. I just want to start off with a blessed are those who make peace. They will be called God's children, Matthew 5:9. So God bless you, Bobby, Kim, everybody out there.
God bless you.
Things are going well. The businesses are going well, thank God. And my show's doing well as can be. Got some good things going on. There's some cool things recently. Hopefully we'll get to talk about it today.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm starting to pick up now. I'm almost at I think 9,000. So I'm getting close to my 10, Tom. You know? And with all the little delays I've had from being sick and other things, we're picking up pretty fast again. I got some good interviews out there. You know?
God bless. God bless.
Yeah. I watched a few of yours. I know I see you had Karen on. Your cousin Karen, Sammy's daughter.
I did, and I don't want to give too much away from it for those who haven't seen it, but I know Karen for a long time. Actually was related to her through marriage.
Yep.
And there was two things that jumped out on that interview. The first is when she talked about how the brother, I know Sammy kind of talked about it, but her kind of talk about it brings it to another level, and there's a little twist that she throws in. And then number two is she found out that this is according to Sammy, that he did not want to go through with rolling because of her. She wasn't supporting it, and she found out about this, that he was maybe not going to do it during this podcast. So she found out when we found out. So that kind of blew me away. So it's a great interview. I highly suggest checking it out.
Oh, that's going to be great. All right, great. Nice. So anyway, business is going good too?
Yeah, so I've been fortunate. I kind of have two businesses. One in the logistics shipping. So with the C19, that kind of took off. So nothing I did. It's just kind of the market. I have a family member runs that. That's going well. And then I have a digital marketing firm, and everything's digital now. So God bless again. Yeah, we were kind of the right side of the fence of the pandemic. Yeah. And as a result, we're doing okay.
Wow, God bless. That's great. That's great. You know, I didn't pick too many topics to talk about tonight, Tom, because I figured we just get bits, because I want to know when you're going to come back up here.
Well, it's going to be a minute, only because I got the little one. But when I do, you'll be the first person I call. My wife and I have been to Boston before. We love the North End, and probably in a few months, like I said, when I come up, you'll be the first person I call.
That'll be great. Yeah, that'll be nice. Real nice. Are we getting any questions yet?
Well, we got John is saying Boston and New Jersey in the house tonight.
Yes.
Isaiah was saying hi.
All right. Hi, Isaiah.
We have a new paying member. I think he's new, Jeff.
Oh, nice.
So say a shout out to Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff.
Richard is saying hello, Bobby. How you doing, brother? God bless.
Doing good, Richard. Thank you.
Jeff wants you to know hi. How you doing? Everybody okay? We're all okay here. Sherry Ann, hello, friends.
Hello, Sherry.
Hey, Bobby. God bless from Andrew.
Oh, God bless, Andrew.
Richard's just saying hello. Few people are saying hello. Then we have Big G's in the house.
Oh, Big G, what's up, Bo?
You gotta say hello to Big G. Scott saying hi to you, gentlemen. Scott H.
All right, Scott.
Frank. Hey, Bobby. How's it going?
We're doing good, brother. You know, I want to talk right now, Tom. I
Yes.
decided to self-publish my book From Copper to Christian.
God bless.
Yeah, so I have it up on Etsy and I have it up on eBay for pre-sale. The pre-order. What I decided to do with the book is I'm not going to put it up on Amazon right away or anywhere else. I'm going to sell it off the show because I want to handle it. I want to sign every copy and I want to mail every one of them out. So From Copper to Christian is good. And then I'm doing another book with Emily Sweeney. And we finally got a book. We got a contract. So that's going to be signed anytime soon. But Copper to Christian should be out by the beginning of August. And then I can start shipping it to everybody. You know, so I'm going to start making like tours around some of the shows and tell everybody because they could go up there right now and pre-order the book. So
Send me the link. Send me the link, and we'll have you on. And I'll buy a few books, and we'll do a nice little giveaway to my audience. Be happy to help.
yeah. Well, if you go underneath, all the links are there, Tom. But I'll send you a link to Etsy, to eBay. You know, I'll even send you my commercial if you want to play it on your show. It's like 2
What I
minutes.
can do for you, Bob, you know that.
I know that, brother. I'll send that all over to you. I'll do it tonight after the show. That'll be nice. Thank you.
Steve says hello from Los Angeles. And then we have a question from Keith.
Okay, Keith.
He says, good evening, fellas. Hello, Bobby. When Joe Merlino would come to Boston, what North End restaurant did you and the fellas take him to?
If I'm trying to remember, I know we went to the Padino a lot when the guys came up from Philly. I took Joey up on Route 1. What was that new place they built that they closed down? Waylu's.
Yes.
Remember Waylu's
Yep.
on the hill?
Yep.
I took Joey there. Pazzaluna, that's not there anymore. All those restaurants are gone.
Yep.
The other guys came up. I don't know if Joey came to Panino with me, if we went in there then, but the El Panino, that was down at Haymarket, you know, down that area. I don't know if that's there anymore.
All right. Next, we have a question for Tom.
Here we go.
Since you interviewed all those maid guys, when are you going to give them a job?
Interesting enough is I actually might want to. I believe I interviewed in the neighborhood of like 15 to 20 people in the life, and then 7 of them were inducted members, and 13 of them were associates or tangentially involved. And there definitely is a difference between people that got their stripe and didn't, and they're kind of subtle, but they're distinct. So if I have any openings, Bobby would probably be the first I'd hire.
Thank you,
Right now, unless they write really well or do kind of online marketing, I probably don't have any job openings. But I can say that I learned a lot by interviewing guys that were inducted members and learning about the current mob business model.
All right.
Wow.
Next question is up for you, Tom, again. Tom, have you reviewed any of the documents about the West African shipping industry in the Kenyana crime family. Did I say that right?
Yeah, that's close.
So I'm working on something that that's got to be Pat. Pat messages me every
Yes,
day
that was
about this.
Pat. Sorry.
Yeah, Pat's a good person. So, and Bobby and I did an interview discussing kind of a little bit of the cocaine trade here.
Yeah.
He was discussing more Northeast, but I've been kind of the rabbit hole on the cocaine trade in Europe. And there's a reason why it went by the way of West Africa. The Calabrians have really kind of taken that over. And the Kinnan crime family, who is extremely powerful, especially obviously in their own country, in Ireland, have kind of allegedly partnered with the Italians and created kind of like a super organization that includes Albanians, that includes Italians, Irish, Dutch, and I think the Calabrians kind of have the corner on the relationships with the cartels in Mexico and Colombia, and they get it over to West Africa. They get it to Giotaudo, which is in Calabria. There's another one on the Adriatic side, another important port, and then there is the obviously Dutch as well, and that's where they control most of the distribution. And then the retail, the Italians really don't do. That's more the Albanians again, and people in their own country. So the kind of powerhouse, and allegedly it's led by the Calabrians.
And a quick follow-up to that from Pat is, would they be hiding in Afghanistan so they wouldn't have to worry about the State Department?
Well, so what's interesting is, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, UAE, United Arab Emirates, has a no extradition policy with certain countries in Europe. So a lot of criminals go to laws that was there for a number of years, would stay at like literally $10,000 a night hotels. He had a painting worth 120 million as kind of bait. And then eventually they got him. I don't know how they arrested him. I don't know how they got him out of UAE. So a lot of guys seek refuge there, and allegedly the Kinahans are supposedly in the UAE, but what do I know?
That's good.
Wow,
Big Boy Blue is saying hello.
what's up, Blue?
Then we
Hello.
have Vinny wants to know, what family do you want your son to be in if John Panisi got a vouch for him?
I would like for him to be the head of the Vecchia family. I'll leave it at that.
Yes.
All
We
right.
don't want our kids in that life.
I have to say, and I'm not glorifying the life in any way, but as I knew John and as I deep dive, I never really followed the Lucchese's much, but they are very quality over quantity group. I've gotten to know that family pretty well, not from a distance, of course. And of the five, I don't know. I just think that Lucchese's are pretty strong. They're about 115 deep. They're quality over quantity. Versus, people talk about the Gaminas and the Genovese all the time, but Lucchese's are nothing to sneeze at.
All right, good.
All right. Tammy would like to say good evening. Bobby, God bless.
Good evening, Tammy.
All right. The questions just jumped on me, so give me a second.
Yeah, take your time, hon. We're here for question and answer tonight.
Yes.
And I know they're going to be attacking after Tom, so let's do it.
This is for Tom.
I know it.
All right, it's from Benny. What's your favorite Jersey Shore town?
Lavallette, New Jersey. I was there this weekend with my family this past weekend. It's right near Seaside Heights, which is known for the whole Jersey Shore thing. But Lavallette is a beautiful town within the Jersey Shore. So Lavallette, New Jersey.
And I'll just throw in, if you're near the Jersey Shore, go to Park's Bakery. Excellent bakery. Great.
What town?
I'm not sure. I can get that information for you though, but I know it's Park's Bakery in New Jersey.
See, we used to go to Margate. I like Margate.
Margate.
Yeah.
Margate's nice. The Philly mobsters go to Margate.
Yes, that's where we used to go to Margate.
Now, okay. So if you are from Brooklyn and Staten Island, you go to the Jersey Shore. If you're from Queens, Bronx, Manhattan, you go out east in the Hamptons.
Oh, all right.
All right. So Barry says, hi, Bobby. Hope all
Hi,
is
Barry.
well.
Things are
Big
good.
G wants to know, and I was curious about this myself. Tom, what cigars are you smoking?
Okay, so this is rare for me. I was in Lavalette this weekend, and it was a really nice Dominican guy rolling some handmade cigars. And I'm not an expert in any way, but I was watching his technique, and he was playing them really tight, able to smell the wrappers. Good. I'm actually smoking a handmade Cuban that I got at a cigar roller that was a setup shop at a liquor store this weekend that I went to. But I'm big on Drew Estates line, and particularly my two favorite are the Liga 9 and the T52. Whoever watches me, I am obsessed with those, particularly the T52. When I do smoke during the day, it's a bad habit of mine. I actually like the coffee infused cigar Tabak, which is also a Drew Estates brand.
Very good, because Stephen asked that same question. Andrew's looking forward to the ministry on Sunday, and Park's Bakery is in Seaside Park.
Oh, so not too far. Next time I go down, I'll check it out.
Oh, you're gonna love it. They actually have, the kids are gonna love it, I should say, as well as yourself. They have an animated tree inside. It's all decorated inside, done by a good friend of mine, Bill Diamond. He has Bill Diamond Production Company, I think, out of New Jersey also.
Nice.
All right, now James has a question on the, how do I say that? Canenzen? The people we were just talking about.
Yeah, the family. We
The
know
family.
the Irish guys. Yeah.
Supposedly took a European boxing circuit in the modern time is wild.
Yeah, I mean, Fury's not even able to fight in the U.S. because of his relationship with them, and allegedly they have a lot of power there.
Wow, that's a good, I didn't know that one.
Yeah.
Tom Crimes with Colby Roy. What's up, my friends?
Hi,
Good
Colby.
to see you guys
Hey, Roy.
on the same broadcast. All right. Bobby, do you prefer Hershey sauce or syrup on your spaghetti? And that's from Vinny.
Vinny? Yeah, I don't like.
Vinny Mama Luke the third.
Yeah, there'll be no Hershey sauce on my spaghetti, my friend.
That's blasphemy, right?
Yes, it is.
OG, good evening, everyone. Just getting here, and I'm curious who is our guest tonight, and what does he do or has done?
All right, I'll announce. I am Bobby Luisi's personal assistant. I am also a friend of Kim's as well.
Yep.
But I guess my relevancy in the space is I'm also known as the Armchair MBA. I have a podcast on YouTube, iTunes, etc., and I like to cover the business end of the mob.
Nice. How many subscribers you got now, Tom?
Almost 12K.
Wow,
And,
nice.
It's funny, and iTunes doesn't let you know, but probably in the neighborhood of 20,000, but 12,000 almost on
YouTube.
They
Nice.
should check out Tom and hit the like and subscribe button, as well as like and subscribe to Bobby Luisi Show.
Yes, that would be
Thank you.
nice.
Thank you.
John saying good evening, Bobby.
Good
Good
evening, my
evening,
friend.
Tom. Salvatore also saying, hey, good evening,
Oh,
everyone.
John, how are you, buddy? John's a good man.
Yeah.
Spoke to him earlier today.
See, John, you're getting an extra shout out there.
John's a good man.
Vinny wants to know, do you think it's time to allow Johnny D to come off the show?
That's a Bobby question.
That's
Johnny D. No.
That's Vinny Mamaluke there.
Vinny, listen. You know, Johnny D, he made me apologize to one. I had to apologize to him one time. He just, he's too much in the chats. Can't do it.
Good answer. All right. RZ, hello and blessings.
Z, what's up? God bless.
All right, Anne Marie's here tonight. Hey, Bobby, Tom, and Kim, how you all doing?
Hi,
Glad to
honey.
be here. Nice
Hello.
set. God bless. Kim and Tom,
you.
thank you. That's from The Chosen.
Oh, all right, chosen.
Tammy, just jumping on, Bobby, let you know I'm supporting you. I gotta run, but everyone have a blessed night. Blessed night to you.
Thank you,
also.
Tammy. We'll see you Sunday, I hope. Thank you.
I believe we have spam. There's a naked XYZ sex dating on here.
Yeah, that comes on all the time. I just remove it.
Okay,
Good night.
I'll work on that next.
They say that those what do you call it?
Oh, I can block the user on that one, right?
Yes,
All right, there we go.
those are scam links.
Yes. So
Correct.
we apologize for those. We have nothing to do with that. Elijah, he gave a nod. Jeff, Bobby, did you know Stephen Mankis?
Stephen Mankis. No, that doesn't sound familiar.
All right. John, Bobby, you need a fewer wrenches in here. So there's a few people agreeing with John. Anne Marie loves the Jersey Shore. So Tom, where do you stay when you go to the Jersey Shore? What beach do you like?
Mostly Lavalette, and then once in a while I'll go down to Long Beach Island, which is a little farther down, but mostly Lavalette.
Excellent. Barry saying stay blessed and thank you. Big Boy Blue, I'm smoking a sativa rolled in a zigzag whitey. Scott, I knew people from Margaret. We used to visit there when I was a kid. The people were related to the Jersey senator.
Maybe Torricelli, maybe a long-time senator was Torricelli, and then Frank Lautenberg probably at that time. And Bob, you'll appreciate this. Senator Menendez, who's the current senator for New Jersey, goes to before pre-COVID, pre-C19, used to go to my cigar shop, and I probably had about 15 cigars with Senator Menendez. Yeah, he knows my brother-in-law pretty well.
Oh,
I run a
nice.
family in government here in New Jersey, and I had many cigars with Senator Menendez. Cuban as well. He's Cuban, so he really knows his cigars.
Yeah, it makes it. Yeah, definitely.
Now, how's that one smelling? I always judge a cigar by its smell.
Yeah, I said it before, Tom. We had a guy. This is before I got pitched in the '90s. They were getting the Dominican cohibas.
Cool.
And I was getting them, the box of 25 for $2.50. They were selling in the North End for $20 a piece.
Yeah.
So we were starting to move cigars. Then I got pinched. I got out of it, but I started to get interested in it. But I really couldn't smoke them. But I really did like the cohiba.
Yeah, Dominican cohibas are underrated. They're beautiful cigars. You don't need to have a Cuban to have a nice cigar. Nicaragua makes nice cigars and make nice cigars. Ecuador makes some pretty nice cigars too. So you don't necessarily have to have a Cuban.
Yeah.
All right, Tom, this one's for you. This is from Benny. Have you been recognized by mobsters while out and about in New Jersey? And if so, did they interact? How did the interaction go?
Wait, in Boston or New Jersey? Just kidding.
Oh, they noticed them in Boston. But go ahead, Tom.
Okay. So, how about this? I can say this. I was recognized more in Boston than I was. So I ate with a San Gennaro feast, no problem. There's a few places there that are known to have, by made guys. One who I know, but interesting enough is I don't promote my show to my family and friends. They don't even know about my show. So it's not like, oh, so and so calls me up, you got to stop doing this, you got to whatever. I just they just think I'm like some mob buff and like whatever, I'm some weirdo. That's my thing. They don't even really know about my show. But I have a good story that I told on the other podcast, NBA Buttman. So I go to El Coliseo in Brooklyn with my fiance at the time, now my wife, and it's Lorenzo Menino's spot. He's the alleged boss of the Gambinos. Next door is Cafe Sorrento, and I'm there, Cafe Sorrento, and that is an alleged Gambino spot. I used to go back when, but I just wanted to go get a nice espresso, hang out, and I get a Bob will appreciate this. I get an espresso cup, but it's a plastic cup. So me being a little paranoid, I go, does this guy want me to go? And I text John. He goes, no, they give it to everybody. So sure enough, who walks in? Lorenzo Menino. I almost had a heart attack. So not that I ever said anything negative about them. He's from Torretta, Sicily. I know many people from Torretta. Not that it matters to him, but what I'm saying is I do know some mutual people. I do know some paisani of his. So when he walked in, I was like, all right, he doesn't know who I am, but maybe we should go. And he was a gentleman. He was nice. He said hello. He was cordial. I didn't talk to him, but he was with some people. And next thing you know, my fiance at the time goes, I need to use the bathroom. And mind you, this is a cafe with 16 different cameras that have the light and motion sensors. And I'm like, can we just go? She goes, I really need to go to the bathroom. So she went to the bathroom. I'm sitting there the longest 5 minutes of my life. She came out and I left. So that was my only kind of run-in of a notable person while I had the show. But other than that, I didn't run into anybody that I got like the stink eye from or any malarkey or anything.
All right.
That's good.
That was a good story.
Have either of you, Tony wants to know, have either of you guys eaten at the pizza sauce place, Rayo's in New York?
I have.
Yeah, but Rayo's.
You, Bob?
I don't know if I was in there. What street is that on?
I think 115th in East Harlem.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I was there.
All right.
So I went there with a good friend of mine. Another quick good story. Went there with a friend of mine, and the actor Pellegrini was the part owner. And it's a long story, but I was a good friend with this doctor whose last name was LaSalle, and his grandfather, I believe, was Rayo. Allegedly, Pellegrini and the other guy kind of pushed him out, and then they took it over and obviously got really big. So my friend was not happy that I went to go eat there. That was number one. Number two, while I was there, Dick Parsons was there. Dick Parsons was the head of AOL Time Warner at the time. And he's a big wine guy. Yeah, he started his own winery, so I'm big into wine. So it's bullshit. Him for a half hour. There's a few other people there. I loved it. I'm a little picky when it comes to Italian food, so I would say it's good, not great. But I went there once, and it was fantastic. So my buddy who brought me, he used to race for Ferrari. And he gave Pellegrini at the time a pair of signed gloves by Michael Schumacher. So Pellegrini sang with us, sat with us. He was in Goodfellas. He was in Godfather. Guy was a gem. Afterwards, he shows us the apartment upstairs, and he had this affinity for turtles for some reason. Rest in peace. He died a few years ago, and he had turtles all over the apartment. And nobody ever goes into the apartment, but he showed us for some reason, gave us a tour. He was very close to my friend Arjun, who used to race for Ferrari. And I was there. I hung out with Pellegrino. I sang with him. I had a great time, but I only went once.
Wow. All right.
All right. We'll do one question before we go to a nice, fun new commercial.
Yes.
Okay. This one you guys are going to love. Buongiorno. Hello from Paris, France.
Oh, nice.
I like your show, Bobby, and Tom La Vincenza's show. Also, Bobby, where is Paul? Where's Paul?
Paul Tanzel's no longer with us. We'll never be back here again. So, just to let you know.
And on that note, since that was such a fun one, I led that for the new beer commercial that you added music to, didn't you, this week?
Yes, I did.
All right, so this should be nice. Let's see the comments with the music this time.
All right, let's do it. Then we got to go to the...
Is it playing? There it goes.
So they can hear us. That's what that means.
That means they can hear
They
us.
can hear us.
How is that?
Huh? That is one of my sponsors. And you know what I did? I made the other 2 commercials and I forgot to put the new one up there. That's what happened. So that's the one from last week.
That's last week's one.
That's
So-
last week's one.
You missed a lot of fun with those interesting gummies.
Yeah.
You have a new son. I don't think you need them.
No. Like me neither. I don't need them either, believe me.
So, Tom, is it true you are related to Karen Gravellino?
No.
Did I
Gravano.
say Gravano. I'm sorry, I got it on the small print right now.
It's hard to say you're Italian sometimes.
If so, how are you related?
I am, and my first cousin, Anthony, married Karen's first cousin, Sammy's niece, Raina, who was on the show for a little bit. They've since divorced, but that's how I'm related to the Gravanos.
Oh, okay.
And Richard would like to say, always enjoys Tom's show. Thank you.
Oh, he's got a great show.
Big G. Tom, did you go to Harvard University?
Yeah, to visit and then get kicked off the property. I have an MBA, but it's from Fairleigh Dickinson University in New Jersey. They call it Fairleigh Ridiculous University. And the little secret is the only reason why I went for my MBA. Part of the reason was my company paid for it at the time. So no big academic career here, to be honest.
Oh, good. But you have it.
All
Yeah,
right.
true. Well, what happened is my boss at the time was also my mentor. And I was like, John, I'm like, his name was John. I go, I got my MBA, but it's from Harvard, it's useless. Even from Fairleigh Dickinson, it's not Harvard, it's useless. He goes, listen, because those are the same 3 letters in your accreditation, or you and everybody else got it, so fuck them.
Well, Betty wants you to know my favorite part of the MBA and Button Man show was when John gave a troll the monitor wrench.
Yeah, so we were on our way to Boston, and we were doing kind of a live show, and John inadvertently gave Amber Alert, of all names, a wrench, and Amber Alert proceeded to not only block everybody, but basically commandeer the show. And you're driving, you're on phone, so we went live again, and basically nobody was on, or they were on, but they couldn't say anything because they were blocked. But yeah, in retrospect, it was very funny, but at the time it wasn't.
Yeah.
All right, this is coming at you again, Tom. It's a shame Tom and John parts ways. John has some great insight. You would only hear from someone shortly removed from their life.
Yeah, I mean, so hindsight's always 20/20. I think the genius of the old show kind of shows itself now that it doesn't exist. You kind of had a guy who was in the life and recently left the life. And me, I'm like a business guy and I'm analytical, and we were both kind of Italian Americans who lived totally different lives, but kind of were in the same point of our lives at the same time. And we brought our experiences to the table, and we brought different angles. So I'm happy. We had a good run. We did about 100 shows. That's a lot. People are like, oh man, I'm so sad you guys you ended it, and like, it was 100 shows. It's a lot, and having a partner is tough. Ask Bobby. It's very tough to have a partner.
Well,
now, luckily, John and I shared a similar work ethic. We shared a lot of ideas, but we had some ideas that we didn't share. So we had a great run. His channel, as I understand, is doing really well. My channel's picking up. I don't know if you guys know this, but like Puma and Adidas were related. And they got into a big fight, and they both created 2 great brands in Germany. One Puma people love, some people like Adidas. That's kind of like John and me. Some people watch both, some people watch one of us. And John's channel, as I understand, has been fantastic.
All right. This is one for both of you. Did any of you I don't know how he put this, Gallo brothers or sons?
I don't know the Gallows, no.
That's from Barry.
Yeah.
Did you
No, I don't know
any
them.
of the Gallo brothers or sons? And then the next one from Tony is for Tom. Ever heard of Made RX Made guys around Hamilton, New Jersey? Yep.
I think he means Hamilton.
Yep, Hamilton. Sorry.
And if I'm not mistaken, there was an enclave called Chambersburg, which had a pretty big LCN presence back in the day. Now, probably not so much, and I don't believe so.
All right. Next one up is Westies. Is keeping Tom still an active chamo?
Oh,
See.
that's somebody being stupid. That's somebody being stupid.
All right. Thank you.
Mhm.
Sometimes I
That
never know.
Westies listen up and nothing. That's not even funny.
No.
All
not
right.
at all.
Now, Pat Sully.
Yep.
Tom, do you think Berry is funneling money for those guys? Heavyweight fights bringing a ton of money to Vegas. It's no small thing to ban the heavyweight world champions from America.
My understanding, because you turned me on to it, Pat, the little research I did, and obviously I have public knowledge, I don't have any insider knowledge in terms of the Kinahans in any way. My understanding was they were investors, they were involved financially, and they just kind of got discovered that they were. I don't know if they were solid investors, I don't know if they had a straw man, whatever the relation is, but they definitely had a financial interest in boxing.
All right, this one I don't know, because I'm leaving it to you guys. Is Ron DeSantis 100% Italian?
No, I believe he's a half or a quarter.
I think
But
he's
he's
out.
Italian enough. He's
Yeah.
Italian enough.
That's
He's
right.
Italian
He is.
enough.
Yep.
All right. Barry is rewrote his question. Do you know any of the Gallo brothers or their sons? Albert is still kicking at 90 years young.
No, I don't know any of them.
I don't know any of them, but I do know that the crew that they roll with us were the Colombos. They broke them up afterwards after they took on the boss and kind of lost. I think Albert got pushed, I believe, to the Genovese family. And there was a Cavalcante crew that kind of rolled in that area as well in Brooklyn. That's how I know a little bit about them.
Very good. Steve Lamore,
Hey, Steve.
he wants, this is for Tom. Do you know Steve Saka? Did I say that right?
Yeah, Steve Saka
Saka.
is so he's the man. So he started out with Drew Estates, who is one of my favorite cigar purveyors, as I said earlier. He went on his own after his non-compete was over and has a really nice cigar line, Sin Compromiso, and a few others. And I can't confirm or deny, but he may be on the show. So,
Ooh. All right. Here's another one for you, Tom. Dell wants to know, are you still afraid of Tony's Pizza?
I was never afraid of Tony Pizza, and at the beginning I took any and all precautions like I would for anybody who threatens my family, and threatens to burn down the house that my family's in while we're sleeping. So I took any and all precautions. I don't regret doing so. A lot of truth was uncovered, but I'll leave it at that. I don't really want to talk about him too much.
I thought that was a joke coming in. Sorry.
All right.
Pat, imagine the money Tyson brings to Vegas with every fight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Tom, how is your new son doing? How old is he now? About 2 months, and that's from John.
Yes. Hey, John. He's doing very well. He's going to be 2 months shortly. I think next week. Next week, and he's doing fantastic. Mom's doing fantastic, and just thank God for every minute that we're healthy.
God bless.
Agreed. There was something about the sex things, but that's coming from Vinny. We blocked him. No longer can see that one. RZ, I used to sell acrylic. I should know this. I'm an artist. I can't even say that word right. Humidor cases. We did a prototype for a Miami cigar shop. What's a good square cigar of choice?
Yeah, so I'll give some good advice. If you're male, and I hate to be sexist, but if you're male, stay away from flavored cigars like the Tatianas. Flavored cigars, they just pretty much just flavored into crap. But infused cigars are okay. So, like I said, part of my favorite cigar line, Tabak, is a excellent coffee flavored cigar with a little bit of spice to it. And then another nice coffee one is a brand by the name of Java. Two I highly recommend.
Okay, another one for you, Tom. A couple questions for you tonight. Who was Stagno referring to when he said milk built this?
No comment.
Okay.
You could watch my Giovanni Rocco interviews and you could read the book, but I don't want to comment too much further. That's cool. I don't like to comment about anybody who's current, and unless there's public information that can easily be Googled. But no. So.
That's good. We do that too.
Yeah.
We do that often. All right, here we go. Frank, to your knowledge, was John Rigi active after he was released in 2012? Did I massacre his name?
I don't want to say too much about him. My cousin married his granddaughter. I was at their wedding. I knew Manny, his son. He passed, unfortunately, rest in peace, Manny. Good guy. I know the other two brothers, good guys. And John, when he came out, he was older, and he, wasn't the greatest of health. And was he active? I'd rather not say it. He's like, again, I just coincidentally through marriage, you're Italian, you're in New Jersey, New York, and be related to people. It's going to happen, or know people. And John happened to be my cousin's grandfather, and it was kind of sad actually because I was at the wedding, and he called in from the speaker to wish them well wishes, and it was really sad. I started to almost cry that I couldn't even be there for his and I know he's a criminal and people may say certain things, but he wasn't able to see his granddaughter's wedding, which I know was important to him. And he was a good guy, John Riggy. He really was. He was a good guy for this area. He was older, and I know near the end he was, older, and he passed, I think, in 15 or 16. I think 15.
All right. Thank you very much. We have a couple of super chats.
Oh, nice.
Paul, hey, Kim, Bobby, and Tom. One book down. Looking forward to the next one. Tom, I'll check you out. Your show for sure. Happy Wednesday, Luisi fam.
Thank you.
And then
Grazie.
we have a big armchair MBA 50 for Kim's lunch.
Wow, look at
So,
that.
Thank you
All right,
very
brother.
much.
All right, that was nice.
Very nice. And
Yes, I
then
can do.
Frank has to say, any insight on what Vinny Ocean has been up to recently?
Well, I don't know. I was with Vinny when he got, he had to come back in. And remember, he had the strip club in Texas. He was doing very well for himself. He hit some money, and I guess they discovered it. I was in the program myself, Kim, Tom. They give you $2,000 a month, but somehow he was driving a Mercedes and opened up a strip joint. So who knows, right? But I got to tell you, I really like Vinny Ocean. Nice guy. I think I did 2 years with him. Go ahead, Tom. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. He, you could actually Google it. His house was for sale in Texas after he got caught. It's a beautiful home. It was a few $1 million, even just $5 million in New Jersey, New York. So a beautiful house. And I try to reach out and try to get him on the show, but I had no luck.
Yeah.
All right. Richard wants everybody to know here they should go on Sunday Night Ministries. It's great. Thank you, Bobby.
Thank you so much, Richard. Thank you.
And Barry says, thanks everybody for the support. Yes, everybody should go check you out on Sunday. Tom Frank wants to know, do you think that, I'm going to curse. I'm going to devastate this name.
The Cavalcanti.
Yeah.
These are still dependent on the 5 today? Independent for the 5.
Well, there was a good story, and this is public, when there was a very important, I forget his name, forgive me, but a prominent in that world, a prominent gangster with the Cavalcantis. Sammy spoke about him on his show, and he was killed, and I think to this day nobody knew who did it. Some actually believe it was by the Gambinos, but nobody knows. And at that funeral, obviously the Cavalcantis were there in full force. The story goes, John Gotti walked in about 20 deep, his captains, soldiers, etc. Took John Riggi into a room. About an hour later, they came out, and it looked like John Riggi came out, as he said, "What is a ghost?" So allegedly at that time, that they were under the Gambinos that point on. And in my discussions with Giovanni Rocco, who went undercover, the administration went Sicilian to this day. The Sicilians run it. But I still believe they're under the Gambinos.
Yes, they are. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
They were anyway. When I was with them, I was with Anthony Rotundo.
Oh, yeah.
Anthony Capo. And it might have been Anthony's father you were talking about. Maybe it got clipped at that time over that union thing.
Yeah.
But that's another story.
Yeah.
Well, John O'Master says, Bobby, you need to mail Tom some of the beer boost.
Yeah.
Corey says, Bobby, how's it going, my brother?
Go, my brother.
All right. You said put them all up. Antonio, when will Eddie Portella be on next? He had good stories.
I don't know about that.
All right. So Sandra, it's Joey Love. Hi, Kim, Tom, and Bobby.
Hi, Joey.
Love you, buddy. Tom, it's a pleasure to see you on the show. Congrats on your son, my friend, and I'm coming on your show.
Would love to have you. I just need Bobby's permission, but after that, you're good.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I love Joey Love. Yep.
Spider from Southie. Gene Borello.
Gene Borello. Yep.
Howard Beach said he never seen nor heard of John Panisi. Your thoughts, Tom?
Yeah, so to clarify things a little bit, I did an interview with Gene Borello prior to, he was supposed to be sentenced back in April. And it got a little raw. I had to cut out about 6 minutes. Anybody who knows the show Armchair NBA, even them being Buttman, I've never edited a show and never edited for content. But prior to launching it, my gut told me, let me run it by my lawyer. And he said, hell no, to about 6 minutes of it. So during that show, those 6 minutes were really kind of shocking to me. So when Gene brought up Panisi, I got a lot of crap for not pushing back. I did an unpacking show. It's on my channel. My unpacking shows are where I dissect the shows, kind of retro, if you will. I said what I said on that show was I kind of felt there were two kind of ships in the wind where John got out in 07. I don't think really hung out at much Howard Beach back then. John could obviously answer this better. And then I understand John was active again from 13 to 18. And I think Borello was active from the late 90s to the early 10s, 12, if you will. And just John wasn't around Howard Beach. Gene claims to be Mr. Howard Beach. So I just think John was a little bit older and kind of out of the fray back then. So it makes sense for Gene not to know who he was.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Rob Latito, what's going on?
Rob's a good man.
Hi, Rob.
Benny has a question. Jimmy Kukan has a place in Haviland, New Jersey. Maybe if he gets out in 2030, Tom could interview him.
Whoa, that's a long way away.
If I'm still doing interviews at 2030, I better have about 300 million subs.
Yeah.
Bobby, this one's for you. Did you ever have any contact with the Hells Angels?
Yeah, I know the guys up at Salem. Yeah, I had contact with them.
Finn Freak, looking good, Tom.
Thank you, Finn. Nice to see you. It's cool to see some crossover from the shows. I recognize some of the names. That's pretty cool. And Finn is a good guy.
Paul P, hello everyone.
Hi, Paul.
Tom, you're right. Steve is the man done Barton Tobacco and Trust.
Yes, that's the name of his company. And like I said, I think his most prominent line is Sin Compromiso. And he's a perfectionist. He makes a really good cigar. He sources it from the similar plantations from Nicaragua that Drew Estates did. Drew Estates was started by a guy, but I believe his name is Drew, out of Brooklyn, who created a powerhouse. They sold out to a bigger brand of cigar purveyors. Drew stayed with and the bigger company. Probably had to pay him a lot. But Steve hung his own shingle. He has his own company, Dunbarton, and he makes some really, really nice cigars.
All right, Vinny. Bobby, Tom, are you all Drew Estates tainted with surgery flavors?
Yeah, get rid of that.
All right, thank you, because I was going to have trouble reading that one.
No, not at all.
All
Not
right.
at all.
Yes,
No, Drew Estates actually, they do this thing called the barn burner, and the one I went to was actually in Virginia, where Drew was there, and a big event, Steve Soccer was there, and they had a cigar that actually was bourbon infused.
he's looking for sweets, I think.
If they have any infused cigars, they're done with the highest quality, and they just make some really elegant and eloquent cigars.
Yeah, I didn't mean anything against Vinny, but if you can't read them,
I was
we got so many up there.
Yeah.
Sorry, Vinny.
The sweeter sweets, he wants like one that's more like a candy bar.
Well, one that tastes like a candy bar. There are some that are kind of chocolate tea, but I don't recommend them.
Sorry, I'm crucifying the cigar names.
Well, you're doing a lot of work tonight. You're doing double duty because I usually read them.
Yep.
And I can't tonight.
Sherry has to say, Richard is right. Everyone should check out Bobby's ministry on Sunday nights. I was raised Catholic, and I've learned more about the Bible with Bobby than ever have going to church. Respectfully.
Oh,
Thank you, Sherry. God bless. See you Sunday.
Tom, what is the state of the 5 New York families right now?
I don't claim to be like a super expert, but just like my research like anybody else or contacts that I've spoken to, probably and Bobby could probably weigh in too, about 750 made guys, probably about at least 600 or so are on the street. They're still making money, they're still doing well, not as powerful as they were, not as they didn't infiltrate government as much as they have in the past. But so a lot of guys out there still making a lot of money, and it's kind of like a PAX period, a period of peace, where people are kind of making their money, doing their thing. And I would say probably, depending which family you're talking about, but I would say probably about 60% legitimate across the board. Maybe some families 80% legitimate.
Yeah, like the Genovese.
Yeah, you said it on me, correct.
Yeah, but I'll tell you this: we know the mob is never going to be the same.
Yeah.
They'll never be the numbers
Right.
again. There's never going to be that money on the street again like they used to be.
Correct. And Bobby, I would love to, and I would love to maybe do a show with you on this, be on either channel or both, is I find it interesting how, again, like in Italy, how the Calabrians focused on one thing, Coke.
Yeah.
And they perfected it, and they're making billions.
Yeah.
Allegedly 50 billion euro, which is now on par with the dollar. It's a whole nother discussion. So buy the euro now where you can. But and you know, because Nostra kind of went in the back seat, the Comora is more local, and obviously the Cosa Nostra in the U.S. kind of is on the steep decline, if you will, or been on a decline.
Yeah.
So I find it interesting that like we're all kind of Italian blood, all kind of from the same womb, if you will, but the Calabrians took a different direction. They did it a different way, and then skyrocketed. Why the other kind of Italian organized crime, with exception of Camorra, I would say, but the Cosa Nostra across the board, both Sicilian and Cosa Nostra in the U.S. Just couldn't keep up. So I might want to do a show with that, you Bobby, how what the American Italians did wrong and what the Italians did right, and I want to kind of unpack that a little bit.
Yeah, we could do that. I would like that. I really would.
Yeah.
You know, because if we get deep into that, really was the government on with everything. But we got to talk about that on another show.
Yeah, I was gonna do a show and it kind of fell through, but it was I don't think it was you, Bobby, but another contact. We talked a little bit about there was a lot of Calabrian presence in the Springfield and Massachusetts area, where allegedly Ndrangheta set up shop there in Buffalo and remain there to this day, and that are kind of operate autonomously from LCN and are pretty strong.
Well, I don't know. I've never heard that. That they were down in the Springfield area and in Mass. I never heard that, but the Genovese were down there in Springfield.
Yeah.
You know, there was the Gambinos were down there, so maybe they were in that mix down there with those guys.
Yeah,
you know?
not any great power.
No, they wouldn't be, because I would have heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah, not any great power. And then the other thing, and I always try to want to understand this, that the biggest market for drugs is the U.S. and then gonna definitely do stuff by way of Canada, but they don't have a foothold on the market for cocaine in the U.S. I've always found that interesting because it's the biggest market in the country for coke, and they're not participating. So maybe it's strategic, maybe the cartels deal with it, and they don't have the distribution centers here. They focus on Australia, Brazil, Africa, and obviously Europe. But I find it interesting that they don't have a bigger foothold here.
Well, you know, the United States is a different animal, Tom.
Yeah.
You know, and there is still mafia here in the major cities.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're just not going to come in and infiltrate that easily.
Yeah.
I don't care how powerful they are. But that's yeah. No, go ahead, Tom. Go ahead.
No, I always wondered, and we could talk about this on the show, that obviously back when there was, and the Gambinos have strong Sicilian ties, Bananas obviously still have some Sicilian ties. I don't know about the Patriarchs, I don't think so, but my point being is I was just surprised that they didn't fill the ranks with mainland Italians just to kind of beef up the ranks and kind of go back old school. They just really didn't. You know, I don't know if there was distrust for the Zips or whatever it was, but I find it interesting that they didn't really do that, you know?
Well, really, we wanted it separate. And that's what I was taught. I'm going to say we because I was a May guy, but they wanted it separate from the Zips. They wanted it to be separate.
Yeah.
You know, and this was American, look, it was an Austria. That's the way it was designed, and they wanted to keep it like that.
There was a guy killed in New Jersey, and there's debate over as to why. He was in Zorello. Rob Lito may know. If Rob could comment, he's watching. And he got killed by Totorina, and allegedly he got killed because he was made on both sides, and that was a death sentence. That might have been Bobby knows. It's probably the excuse. And you know, and I'm not an insider on that, but yeah, somebody got allegedly killed for being made on both sides.
Well, I don't know how they could make that mistake.
Yeah.
You know, you can't be made on the other side and then come over here and get made again into a family. You could be transferred over, but you can't be made to another family. So,
When I was chatting with John, there was certain were made, and I'll give Bobby offline who are just active. But John mentioned that respectfully that some of the time some of these people that would swore would have to walk away from the table, they would walk away from them. So my guess is, yeah, there's still some guys that are that were made on the other side that weren't acknowledged here as being inducted members.
well, listen, if they come over from the other side, like say some of them did, I guess, with the old Petriarca family,
Yeah.
you know, and they're like kind of like grafted in a way.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that's how it works.
Yeah.
And they're under his rule. So that's how they
Yeah.
do that. Kim, is it commercial time yet?
Yes, it is commercial time. I was just gonna say that. Would you like the beer or?
No, not the beer.
Esty?
Esty.
All right.
Hey everybody, why don't you come up to my Bobby Luisi store on Esty. We got men's t-shirts in black and white, women's V-neck t-shirts in black and white, a shot cup, the Robert Luisi Ministry coffee mug, the Bobby Luisi Show coffee mug, and of course God's Plans Revealed. And coming out right now, and it'll be out in August. Pre-order your book right now from Copper to Christian. All right, everybody. This is what I did, and I was saying it earlier. My book from Copper to Christian. A lot of people have been waiting for that. I put it up on Etsy and eBay. You could go up there and pre-order the book. It's supposed to be coming off the press the first week in August. I'm going to keep it for several months up on Etsy, eBay. You could purchase it up there. You could purchase it also with Cash App or PayPal. Any way that you want to pay for the bill, you pre-order. As soon as the books come in, I'm going to handle every book. I'm going to sign every book, and I'm going to mail out every book. So this is going to be the only places that you could get the book when it first comes out. So I was telling everybody, I did a little commercial today. Get up there, get your pre-ordered signed book, and hopefully in the first week of August, I can mail it off to you.
All right. Now, Big G wants to know Tom's favorite drink.
Interesting. So I historically am a bourbon man. I got away from traditional Scotch whiskey, and I enjoy bourbon, probably my number one. And in the summer, I like specifically Hendrick's gin in the summer. And yeah, those are my favorite drinks.
Oh, wow.
Good. Rob Latino would like for Bobby to, did you know Mike Hunt?
Michael?
That's just, come on, Rob.
I thought that's where he was going with that, but I had to put it up. That just in case I could have been wrong. I've been wrong before.
Oh my God, Kim.
Rob texted me. He told me he's gonna have a little fun.
And guess what? I said it. All right, Tom. This is from Slug.
Oh, Slug.
Tom Lavachi supports racists like MRE even after he was exposed unpacked D's.
So Slug should know better. He's just trolling a little bit.
Okay,
I'll comment on it quickly. There was a creator that was unearthed, and initially I gave a super chat to, and literally during the broadcast said that, hey, check me out, look into it. I did my own research, extensive research. I spoke to that creator directly, and I put a comment on my community. You might have to dig for it a little bit, but I leave my statement there, and I'm not going to get into it. I don't really want to talk about it, but I do not support it. Racism, bigotry of any kind, in any sense.
Absolutely not.
As well as I have a full statement on my community. Slug is aware of this, and you're more than welcome to check out my full statement there.
Great reply, Tom. All right. Buffalo Bill Tom took my digital marketing exam.
Buffalo Bill is my digital marketing mentor.
Okay.
Okay. I'm glad he's on the show.
Let's see. Yep, I have to skip. Vinny's being fresh. Vinny Mama Luke, he was fresh on that one.
Right.
Benny, Tom helped keep me entertained during the pandemic. Keep doing your thing, brother. Love you from Chicago.
Oh, great.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Benny. I appreciate that. I
James,
try.
James Farley, why were there big Italian and Irish mobs, but no German, French, Polish mobs? All those groups came here around the same time.
Well, I think the Italians and Irish really came strong into this country. The Irish came before the Italians. The Italians came in the late 1800s, and it was the size of them that came in, the amount of people that came in at that time, the mass of people. That's what I should say that came in at that time, all up and down the East Coast. So I think that's why.
All right.
I agree.
Rob, hey Bobby, did you answer Stu Gotti? I think he's playing around again. I'm saying it. I'm just reading. Don't mind me. But see, guess what?
That's funny.
You guys actually are laughing and smiling.
Yeah,
I
well,
have
yeah,
to keep reading.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Now there's a few talking amongst themselves. Johnny Boy, good show. Here to support Tommy.
Great. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Richard, hi Bobby. God bless, brother.
God bless, Richard.
Do you think there will be more former Casa Nostra members who started YouTube channels in the future?
Maybe, maybe not. There's one or two that I could think about that might start. I've heard that are trying to start a show, but you have to realize there's only certain ex-LCM members that could actually come on and talk.
Yeah.
So they have to be very careful. I don't think it would be too entertaining for any Cosa Nostra member that can't really talk about his story, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah. I want to buttress your point real quick is if you really look at the landscape for LCN, they're not killing people as much as they have, at least in the US. And as a result, the sentences are much lighter. And, again, Bobby can speak to this better than me, but if a guy is not facing a long bid, he's probably not going to roll.
Right.
Therefore, less informants. And Bobby, I don't know, respectfully, after John, I don't know of any major informants that switch sides.
No.
So I think because of that, I don't think there'll be any new shows.
No.
All right, Blue, great job on recovering to a new studio. Fantastic job. And
Thank
great
you.
guest. Tom is making me want a cigar right now.
Ah.
Not my second one.
Flippin' Buffalo Bill. I hope you understand why I'm saying Flippin' Buffalo Bill. His name's upside down.
Yeah.
Ask Tom, does he miss Buffalo Bill?
I do. DM me on Instagram and we'll chat.
All right.
I'm like the only guy who brings the trolls over, Bobby. I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's okay.
I'm not reading, Rob. I'm skipping that one on you. And it's not even that fresh, but I know. Frank, Tom, do you have any secondhand Barney information that hasn't been spoke about before?
Not really. I don't think many people do.
No, that's kind of tight. Well, Bonnie.
Yeah.
All right, this one's from Big G. Bobby, did you know Victoria Gotti now and back in the day? You too, Tom, same question.
No, I never met her. I never met her. Did you ever meet her, Tom?
I haven't. I do interact with Angel now and again, and I do have a family member who met her, but I don't want to say who. But I can let Angel know, let you guys know. But I know somebody who knew her pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this one, Tosca. Bobby, maybe you should send the beer boost to those ballless swines that keep trying to take cheap shots at you.
Yeah, they probably need that.
I thought that was a cute one.
I'll tell you, but I have my own ways of doing things too. You know that. So let them keep taking shots. They're gonna see what happens.
All right, Benny. Does Tom know Luis San Martino from Jersey City?
Kim,
I do not.
are you Italian? What are you doing?
I know. I massacre all names. Every name. I don't care who you are. I will never get it right.
And she's a teacher too, Tom. I don't know what's happening here right now.
I mess up every student's name. Every student.
And kind of a question for Bobby to kind of answer the question about Lewis. In New Jersey, it's very, and I thought I saw another question out there. In New Jersey, it was very different pockets.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big Hudson County guy. The Genovese were big in Hudson County. So I didn't know or know any of them. The Cavalcantes were very big in Elizabeth, but not in Newark. Newark, all 5 families were there, but very little of the Cavalcante presence. Cavalcantes were in Elizabeth and in Kenilworth, New Jersey, where I grew up. But it was very you could almost draw lines where people were, and very little interaction, obviously business with each other, but very little interaction in general, where I would know a lot of guys from other counties outside of Elizabeth. Not many for me.
Well, I'll tell you, the Philly family had a crew in Newark. Peter Cohn used to run that crew.
Scoops.
Yep. So I mean, there was all the families were up there. You're right about that.
Yeah.
And you know the Philly family ran down in Atlantic City in that area too, in South Jersey.
Yeah.
But those areas, and I was really surprised because the Genovese, the Gambinos, a lot of these families were spread out all over the place.
Yep.
They had a lot of little pockets of guys around. And I was amazed that was really happening.
The most powerful in Jersey by far been the East then and now.
I didn't hear that, Tom. Just say I'm sorry.
The most powerful in New Jersey
Yeah.
has been back then and now. And a lot of guys passed, Richie the Boot.
Yeah.
Jerry Katina, I did a little piece on him. Recently, Bobby Manna, Streaky Gatto. The Genovese were probably the most prominent family here in New Jersey.
Yes.
By far.
Oh, yeah, I would say that.
Yeah.
And we had the Genovese here in Springfield. They had a small crew down there.
Yeah.
But they were surrounded by us, and they stretched out to Connecticut, which I had a crew down there myself, but that was Gambino, Genovese, Patriarca. They all intermingled down there.
Oh, I want to go a little deeper. If you want to put that Frank question back up, so I want to elaborate a little bit on that. And also, Bobby, there was a decent size the Cavalcante crew out of Connecticut as well.
See, now I never knew that.
Yeah. Names escape me. But a pretty strong crew, about 12 deep, and they were pretty prominent. So the Cavalcante is home base. So there's a little bit of history to it. So Ribera or Ribera, Sicily. So when you go to Elizabeth, there's 2 towns primarily where people emigrated from Italy. Balata, which is where my family's from, which is Napoli, not mobbed up, and then Ribera, Sicily, which is the original Sopranos, and allegedly the oldest mafia family, either here, I don't know if John Wolfe is on, either here or New Orleans. One of those families is the oldest mafia family in the U.S. So these guys Sicilians emigrated to Elizabeth. They set up shop there, and they kind of hung out there. For whatever reason, by hook or crook, they just really didn't congregate to Newark much. And all 6 families were there. 5 families who were, but for some reason, kind of because of proximity, because a lot of them liked Elizabeth where they were. They moved local to that area.
Yeah.
Very little or no DeKalb presence in Newark. It was primarily Elizabeth.
Well, see, that's strange because was supposed to be the sixth family. Jersey was supposed to be there.
Yeah.
You know, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, by the time I was with them, with Vinny Ocean, Anthony Rotunda, Anthony Capo, it was with all those guys. Guy Frankie, you know, the family. The family was in decline. Yeah.
They got crushed. They got crushed. It was in the 90s.
Yeah.
And they were about 50 inducted members. And at one point, 45 of them were either in jail or under indictment.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, they really destroyed that
But
family.
they rebounded a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
All right, here's a good question, Vinny. Would you interview serial killers from their prison? That could be a huge hearing that likes Gary Ridgway and others.
I would have no interest in that, to be honest with you.
It was a different one.
No, it was a good question. You know, it's a good topic too, but I don't think I would be interested in that. I don't even like watching that on A&E history. I don't even, you know.
Johnny Boy wants to know if we're interviewing or table reading. Hello, Bobby and Tom. Thank you both for your show content. Tom, I enjoy the direction you have taken your channel. I look forward to seeing your shows always. Ron.
Nice.
Thank you, Ron. Ron's a friend. Thank you, Ron.
Oh, Johnny D. Long time, no harassment. How are you, Bobby?
Johnny D is back?
That's what it says.
Really? Hi,
So-
John. What am I going to say? Hi, John.
Hi, John. Bobby, so happy for you on getting your video equipment. God bless in your family.
Thank you.
Let's get the meat and potatoes. How did you guys get MRE's info or too soon?
No, I don't want to talk
No, I
about
mean,
that.
I
I'm
it's
not
not.
going
Yeah,
to
it's
talk about
not. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Johnny Boy, they got MRE from Tom.
it.
Not true. Not true. We can put it to rest right now.
Well, you know, I don't lie, and I never do. Tom did not give me that. I'll put that out there. Tom didn't give it to me.
All right. Hi, guys. Do the families do business together or they're just individual based things?
That all depends what area they're in, what they're doing. You know, New York, they're mixed. They're in different neighborhoods. Of course, all the families interact. Unless it's wartime, then everybody stays away. But other than that, they can't help but interact with each other.
All right. I can't refresh the page, people, for the other to block that user right now. So we're just gonna skip right over them. Naked got back on and dropping comments in there.
All right.
Steve, what do either of you think of Anthony Ramondi, who claims to be made member of the Columbos?
You know, I don't know anything about Anthony. I've never heard of him before till this YouTube stuff started. And actually, I think I'm Facebook friends with him, with Anthony, to be honest with you. But I don't have any opinion of him. What about you, Tom?
Me neither. I did. He should have an older document on a show that listed him as an inducted member of the Bananas. It took me 2 seconds to kind of debunk it. Whether it was made or not, I don't know. I don't have an opinion of him. But I did see some kind of fugazi information that was out there, but I don't really have an opinion.
Good, very good.
All right, Johnny, Carlo Gambino was made in Sicily at 19.
Thank you. Really, huh?
Yeah, he came over as a maid guy.
Yeah.
There's a funny story. Tommaso Buscetta had a hideout. This is prior to the war. I think because he killed somebody or whatever reason, had a hideout in the U.S. And he got picked up by another Amica Nostra in New York or whatever, and maybe gave him like $500 and said, "Hey, here you go." And he was a little bit of a gacchidone, so he kind of complained to other men of honor and said, "What the hell's going on?" He was cousins with Carlo, allegedly, or related to him some way, and he badmouthed him a little bit and kind of like made him look cheap.
Oh, really?
And what happened was a week or two later, they had a party because back then it was like a bigger deal when he came over. They had a big party for him, and then at that party, allegedly, Carlo leaned over and said, "I know what you said. You just had to be a little patient, but I'll just give you one more chance." So like he was going to kill him over it, but he kind of said to him, he's like, "Slow your roll." He's like, "You just got here. You were here for a minute. You got it like." And
slow it down.
Yeah.
Good for Carlo.
All right. Stephen Lamore, Bobby, I thought by guy, I'm hacking it up. By guy was made on both sides. I'm tired.
Go ahead, honey, try it. Go ahead. You know, Steve Lamore's my brother. You gotta come on.
I know.
What's Steven doing?
He thought this guy was on both sides. He was made on both sides.
Which guy's this?
Biagio.
B-I-A.
IA.
Biagio?
There you go.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
All right.
Well, he may be right about Biagio.
Biagio.
You know, but like I said, they pull him in, they draft him in, and then he becomes a member of the family. But is there an official ceremony? That I can't answer. And that would be highly doubtful. Because if he was from a member from another family, you really can't do that twice. Do you know if the Genovese have a ceremony, a Gambino or nobody else could be at that ceremony? That's that family, and that's that ceremony. That's how secretive it is.
All right.
You understand?
I understand that.
But what they did back then, and what Patriarcha did, or whatever the Zips did over there, I don't know. But I have nothing good to say. Oh, I have everything good to say about Biagio. He was friends with my father, a good man. I know his sons, real good guy.
But you don't believe he was made by both?
I don't know how it worked then.
Okay.
I'd be lying if I said I did. Yeah.
That's a good answer.
Yep. How was that, Tom? All right?
You're the expert, buddy, not me.
Yeah.
All right, this is Rob. Gotti felt threatened by the Zips after the Castelloni hit the pretty much wanted total control, and Messino felt thank you. After the Caesar hit your guy 15 years later.
Yeah. Sammy actually says this in one of the seasons of this podcast. So after Gotti took over, they kind of assessed who would be a threat to them. And obviously, Paul Castellano had bigger ties to Sicily back then in the 80s, and Bobby can speak to this probably better than me. But in New York, there was a bigger tie to Sicily, direct tie to Sicily. They were dealing a lot of the families in heroin at the time. Obviously, Sicily had a big interest on who was running the family. So allegedly, Gotti sent Gravano to talk to John Gambino, and basically say to him, "Are you good with this? What's going on?" And John Gambino says, "You don't got to worry about us. We're just here to make money." And at the time, they were making allegedly $300 million a year, so I don't think they were too worried about the top spot for reasons. Had enough heat on them to begin with, and they were probably the only ones that had the power, the money, and the resources to overthrow Gotti at the time. But they just simply weren't interested, and Sammy covers that in his podcast.
Very good. That's excellent, Tom.
Now, did you know Bangino? Did I say it right? Did I get his name right this time? The big B?
Biagio?
There you go. I still didn't get it right.
I think I met Biagio once. He was friends with my father. He was out of East Boston. I knew his son Roma well.
That was from Sammy.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's see. Frankie, some of them are laughing amongst themselves. Turner. Armchair is talking about we pushback member Nazi mob rats exposed. I don't know, I'm just moving on. Frank wants to know, Tom, do you still keep in contact with John P? What was the reason for the split?
We're not currently in contact, and Cosa Nostra News, Ed Scarpa's got a great blog site. He did an interview with me and a full article on it. But the short answer is we had a good run and we started to see differences on how we wanted the show to go. It was kind of funny. Another creator said he was a reason for the breakup. He wasn't. There were other things going on and other reasons. But essentially, the short answer is we had a really good run and we kind of saw things differently on how we wanted to proceed. And we decided to go separate ways.
Yeah.
All right, next up. Turner, mob rats exposed, got firearm charges dropped as a convicted felon. Do you think he ratted Bobby?
Well, some people say he did. I didn't see any paperwork. I don't know about that. Like I said before, and I guess nobody believed me, but I had friends down there that knew who he was. I really didn't investigate him too much, so I'm not sure. But that paperwork did come up. Not paperwork, I said that wrong, because paperwork, you know what I mean, Tom? No, but that news came out. They were trying to accuse him of that.
Yeah, I want to maybe comment on a little bit. And this is just a general thought. I have some magazines that I own, and they have journalists and they do their thing. I don't claim for my podcast to be kind of fully journalistic. However, I am a podcaster and I do my best to give the best information I can at the time and research as much as I can given the resources I have. So one thing I will never do is put that on somebody without paperwork.
That's
or
right.
some hard
Right. And I wouldn't either. Yeah. Can't falsely accuse people. That's not the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Bobby, what was the difference between East Boston Street guys and the North End back in the day?
Well, I mostly grew up in East Boston, around all those guys. You know that up Jeffrey's Point. I also grew up in the North End with those guys on Hanover Street.
Yep.
And a few guys on Prince Street. I gotta say that a lot of strength. Those East Boston guys, that was a back crew over there. That was a really back crew. I seen the North End guys dressed a little differently, acted a little differently, but those East Boston guys were gangsters. They really were. Yeah, I'm not gonna say too much.
All right, here we go. I think this was Uncle Anthony. Al?
Yeah, Uncle Tony. Yeah.
Uncle Tony. Hey, Bobby and Kim, the greatest fear of the government is the black and white man unified. Sorry, I'm telling you, it's one of those nights. I'm tired.
Yeah, well, you're right, Tony. That they want division. That's all they want is division, and they're pushing it, and they're trying to make this racist nonsense that's not even happening happen. You tell the people enough, they're gonna believe it.
That's what they're doing.
Yep.
Rob wants you guys to know you guys are good sports.
Thank you.
Johnny D, the XX people only comment when he's telling us about what they do on the live, that triple X. They wouldn't let me block them again, so I had to put them to sleep.
Okay.
They're resting now. All right. Turner, bulletproof vest, guns, and explosive charges dropped. Fishy.
Yeah, it is fishy, but we don't know what happened. We can only surmise.
I can't get anybody's name right. You think I'm going to get this right? Did you guys know one?
No, Tom, don't tell me she was going to read that, right?
Oh my God. Kim, God bless you. Bobby, when I come up, Kim is a mandatory addition, please.
Thank you, darling. All right, America. Hey, Bobby, glad I caught the show. I saw the ad for the new book. Looking forward to reading it.
Thank you, my friend.
All right.
Got to get up there and pre-order.
Pat, did you think none of the I'm not going to read all that. The incarnated Canahan, did I say that right? Crime family members are testifying out of fear or because the organization has profit sharing, allegedly.
I think I'd rather listen to someone scratching a chalkboard.
And me trying to read.
Yeah,
I
then you
told
find a
him, why do you
read.
think I don't read?
Oh, that's too funny.
I don't
No,
read.
you're doing
I
great,
don't
Kim. I'm
read.
only playing. You're doing
That's
great.
okay. All right, Benny, is Gene allowed to have his own YouTube channel?
Yeah, he can, but he can't talk to any convicted felons. If he's talking about
Yeah,
Gene
I
Burke.
don't think, I should have asked him. I don't think he's also allowed to do mob content, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me.
But as long as he's not with a convicted felon.
Yeah, I think he just got another 2 years probation. I don't know. You know, I don't
Oh,
know. I can ask him. I can ask him.
Yeah, ask him. I don't know. I haven't talked to him for like a month or two.
All
Well, I
right.
got a jaywalking ticket. I don't know if I'll talk to him, but I'll
This is for Tom. How did you infiltrated Tom Panisi? Did I read that right? Can you ask Tom how he infiltrated? I've been up since like 4 this morning. I had to pick my son up at the airport, so I am tired.
How is he doing?
That's a different son, but yes.
Yeah, I figured that. I
Yeah.
picked him up at the airport, but how's he doing?
My oldest son was in a car accident and broke his arm in 3 spots. He's doing okay. And my other son just came back from Northern California with his girlfriend this morning. So I've been a little busy.
Throw that SD commercial back up. We got to push this
I
book.
would love to put that Etsy commercial back.
Hey, everybody, why don't you come up to my Bobby Luisi store on Etsy. We got men's t-shirts in black and white, women's V-neck t-shirts in black and white, a shot cup, the Robert Luisi Ministry coffee mug, the Bobby Luisi Show coffee mug, and of course, God's Plans Revealed. And coming out right now, and it'll be out in August. Pre-order your book right now from Copper to Christian. Yeah, that's cut off too fast like that. I got to fix that commercial.
You got to fix the commercial.
I was not rushing, but I had like 3 tasks of doing the computer, Tom. So let me get that done.
I think anybody, if you have the spare, I think you should give some super chats. Thanks, Dale White, because just Kim alone is gold.
Yeah.
We need more of this. So
Yeah.
if you have some extra money, throw some super chats into the kitty.
Please.
That's right. Thank you very much. All right. Yes, because this name with the K, can't even say it. Still can't even say it. Pat has the question for that wonderful family that I don't like their names.
I can't even say it now because you screwed it up so bad. And I had a few problems with it myself when I was trying to say it right. Tom, how do you say it?
It's Kinahan.
Kenahan. All right.
Kenahan, but it doesn't read like that.
Oh.
All right. None of the Kenahans have testified or cooperated.
Good.
All right. Bobby, you are a legend. God bless you, my brother. That is Kylis.
God
You're a
bless.
legend.
Thank you.
Big G, Tom, did you like Victor Sinclair cigar brand?
Never heard of it. I'll check it out.
All right. Our Joey Love is at it. Good night, guys. Kim, you two love. You all once again. Bobby, another great show. Tom, thanks for coming on. And Bobby, once again, you put on an excellent show.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joey. Johnny boy.
He's all right, Joey Love.
We're not going to whack a jersey. What's Tom's favorite biscotti flavor.
Nicola hazelnut.
Ah.
Hazelnut's good. Yeah. I like almond, but go ahead.
Why didn't the mob ever institute profit sharing? Market Basket does it. Best grocery store in America.
Oh yeah, it comes with a dental plan and everything, though, Mom.
All right, Benny Fazio, with questions like that, how do you expect to be a man of honor, huh? I guess he's talking to somebody else?
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was a question. What did John P. have to say about the Delicaventi when he was active?
The Cavalcantis?
That's you got it.
Oh, you will never read again. If I go blind, you will, but you will never read again. She said, they asked that question 20 times already. She still can't say it right.
I still can't say it right.
Kinnahan's, the Cavalcantis.
You know.
Well, I'll answer Carmine's question because Carmine wants to ridicule me because he thinks he calls me a Wonder Bread wop. So, interesting enough, this is actually the timing's good on this. So we can our tomatoes or bottle a jar of tomatoes in August, at the end of August, because that's when the season is, and we get Jersey tomatoes, which are the best. And the only challenges this year is the bottles, the actual jars. There's supply chain issues with the jars.
I believe it.
And also, and anybody who makes sauce, the tops are disposable, but the O-rings are gold. Like to the point, like my mother, if you threw out like a ring, she would like hit you inside of the head with like a shoe. Like they're gold. So we had the rings from the last batch, but not all of them. So I'm worried about getting enough jars this year to satisfy the amount of sauce we're going to make. So I have to scour like 20 different stores because jars are mason jars are at a having supply chain issues this year. So
yes,
we're gonna make the sauce again this year. We do it every 2 years now. We used to do it every year when my mom was alive, but we do it every 2 years now. And I want to make 2 years worth, which is about 100 jars. And I gotta find jars.
Well, save the old Bertelli. What's that one at the supermarket?
Yep.
Bertelli. Save the old Bertelli bottles. Go rinse them all the time.
Check.
Yeah, you can use the Bertelli ones.
Yeah.
As a jar, but then you still need the O-ring.
Yeah. Oh, you do still with that?
They do
You
have
always,
a
you always need the O-ring. Always.
Oh,
Yeah.
Once the twist one, and you can tell when you hit the middle, if you can bend it, it means it was open.
They already
Once
popped.
you,
Yeah.
once you open the twist, it's no good.
Okay.
That's why you need the O-ring and the top.
All
They
right.
do have the reusable ones. I haven't tried them, and also
I
know, babe.
Kim, I love you. No.
I totally understand. I'm just saying I haven't used them
You just
personally.
only reuse the O-ring.
And check out Michael's Crafts. They usually have a good supply sometimes at certain times of the year.
You know what I want to try out actually is the Francis wine. It's not available in New Jersey yet. I'm trying to get a hold of it. I reached out to Michael, but I'm excited to try that. It's from Armenia.
Ooh.
Oh.
And we have to give a big shout out to our Big G. This is for my two favorite friends, and he gave a nice contribution.
Thank you.
A nice super trap.
Very generous.
Thank you, G. I love it. Listen, G. God bless you. You know I need you. When I get back, you're coming over again. Need a lot of help.
And Bobby, get me his address. I'll send him a jar as well.
All right, I will. The
Okay.
Big G?
The Big G.
Yeah, I'll get it, Tom. I'll call him later.
Deal
Tomorrow.
White was very nice tonight too.
Who?
Deal White.
Oh, Dale White. Oh, I love
Gave
Dale.
us the super chat also.
Big G, text me your address. I'm going to send it over to Tom. All right, bro?
Good.
All right.
Robert's a good guy. Make sure you put his post up there. Rob Yard is a good dude.
Okay.
I'm scrolling down. Remember, he told me to go through every single one, so I'm trying my best here. All right.
I got you.
Bobby, can you ask ARMCHAIR NBA what brand of canned tomato paste he uses for his sauce?
Oh, that's a good one.
So Well, so when you run out, um, um, which we did, you get the I don't like potato paste. I actually get the jarred the canned tomatoes, and I like tutoroso,
Yep.
and I like cento. Those are my two favorites.
Really? Because I use kitchen ready
Kitchen
pastine.
ready and do the roasting.
And what happened, because I was all over the country, I ended up using the Hunts.
Yeah.
I use that too to crush the
Ah,
I know, Tom, I know, but that, you know, when you're out of town, try to find that stuff.
I know.
Once you're off the East Coast,
what I got? So interesting enough is, so my family's from Napoli, and Napolitans tend to
I guess my
Make
family
sauce.
is too. I just found out, but go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
yeah, where we're from, we tend to make sauce for the year, right? And I was married to a Calabrian woman and I dated a Sicilian woman. Sicilians tend to either they don't actually make sauce a lot of the time. They'll they'll cook the tomatoes, they'll skin the tomatoes sometimes, and they'll cook the tomatoes in the jar and have it fresh and ready. Or they make it fresh every time. You know that little spinner? A
Yeah,
lot of times, if you run out of sauce,
Yep.
or a lot of Sicilians
My
will make it
grandmother had
fresh
that,
every
yeah.
time
Yep.
with the tomatoes. Calabrians also do the same thing, but again, they tend to. This is my experience because my sister, they tend to cook the tomatoes and jar them, where we actually just make the sauce.
yeah.
My mother used to jar the tomatoes cooked because she used it for pizza. You're not supposed to put sauce on pizza. You're actually supposed to put cooked tomato on there.
Really, huh?
Well, the Napolitan way is cooked tomato, and also no cheese.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, what was the bakery near my house? They didn't put the cheese on the pizza.
Oh, I can't think of it.
I can't think of it either now.
I can't get a name right. You want me to think?
That
of
was
a
the
pizza
best
name?
pan pizza I've had in my life. No cheese. All herbs on it was delicious.
If you go to Napoli, most of them do not have cheese.
Yeah.
All right. You know I'm gonna massacre that, Rob, so I'm just gonna put it up there so everybody can see it and just move on. All right.
Talk, can you see it?
He can see it. He knew exactly what I was talking about,
Oh,
so
my
he's
God.
just laughing at me. All right. Did Lefty whack little Willie last night?
All
I
right,
gotta
oh.
grow. All right, there you go. I had to throw one funny one up there. I would
Yeah.
have been saying all massacring them, at least give a joke one in there.
Yeah.
Tom, do you still hold the record for the most interviewed maid guys?
As far as I know, yeah. So Vlad just interviewed Sammy, and we do not count Ramundi in the community as a maid guy. So if you do not count Ramundi, I'm at 7, Vlad's at 6, and PBD Patrick Bet David is at 5. A friend of mine works for PBD, and I made sure I said in a note when I eclipsed him on Made Men that went over to PBD that I eclipsed him. I thought that was fun, and I emailed Vlad too. But if you don't count Ramundi, I'm still ahead. Bobby, I don't know. You must be up there too. How many maid guys did you interview?
Oh, at least half a dozen, no? Or close to it. I don't know.
I think you're at 5.
Yeah, probably
You
5.
can't count yourself. You can't count yourself.
I can't count myself.
I
I was talking on the show. That don't matter.
Do you answer yourself?
All right, you're beating me, Tom. I can live with that.
I'm a little phony about it.
All right. Let's see. Great answer. Kenneth's just busted them. I was trying to know. Let's see.
Oh, Bobby, I'll tell you after. I'm working on a big one, and it is a relative of the most powerful Cosa Nostra member in Sicily, probably in history. And I spoke to him on the phone, and I don't want to say too much more. And I'm working on that interview. It's probably about 80% going to happen. I'll tell you afterwards.
Oh, yeah, I want to hear this. That's going to be good.
Yeah.
All right. Ralph Natali lied about being made by Carlo Gambino and Bruno in a private ceremony.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
He was made by Joey Merlino.
We have a huge fan here. The Truth.
Oh, the Truth is a good man.
And let's hope for a triple and a double. All right. Did Sonny really shoot the guy over a parking spot in the Bronx?
Wasted talent.
Wasted talent, right? How do you know so much about the mafia, Tom? You've never been in the mafia, unlike Bobby.
I read about 75 books.
All right. Jeff.
That's the best way to learn.
Jeff Nadu doesn't not do autographs, but will take a photo with you.
What happened? What? What is it?
I don't know. Sometimes I just go along with what they put up.
Take a photo?
They if you go to Comic Cons and stuff like that, so he may have seen him at like MobCon.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because
Right.
if I go to that, I take a
They-
photo.
Right.
Yeah.
You can get a photo, but you can't. I can't think of the actor's name. There's an actor that will. He will personalize a photo for you for like $25.
Yeah, but you can't take a picture with him.
No, if you don't want your name on it, because he knows they're gonna resell it, he'll charge them $100.
Oh, I
So
see.
he knows
Really?
what they're gonna do to make money off of it.
Oh.
So some do it that way too.
Oh, okay.
Just in case anybody wanted to know. What was Bobby's favorite restaurant in Philly?
I don't even remember the name of it. I don't know. You know, we just went to the Palm a few times down there. They took me down in South Philly a few times. We ate at a nice place. I can't remember the name.
Ever hear of confidential
remember.
informants?
Bobby, I actually, if you can check it out, I actually interviewed the guy that runs Sopranos Con, Mob Movie Con, and the Gotti reunion. And he's in the process of buying the Soprano house, and he wants to turn it into an Airbnb. It's actually on my channel.
Really?
He's a Rhode Island guy.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
I want to see that.
Yeah,
It
definitely
was a good one.
something to check out.
You know, I've been so busy with everything, Tom, that I can't watch other people's show when I want. So I see you on, I'll catch a little of it. You know, I
Yeah.
got to start watching these more. Yeah.
Well, you know what I do, Bobby, and I can circle back with Kim. I put whatever I do on video, I put on audio, and I put it on iTunes. And I have a good group of guys that religiously like it on iTunes. They're working out, they're in the car, they're with their kids. They can't really watch it, and
Yeah.
iTunes will play in your phone. You don't got to worry about commercials and that kind of stuff. So a lot of people like to get audio only, and our Armchair Me is also on iTunes and Spotify.
Yeah, see, that's people were asking me to do that.
Yes.
They were asking me to do that. I'm just doing so much now.
Yeah.
You know how I do these shows. You know, I edit everything. I do a lot of work. Then I got the Christian show now. I need like a producer.
Yeah.
That's what I need. And we're not up there yet.
All right, Bobby, do you know any of the guys from the Lucchese family, Jimmy Burke and Tommy DeSimone
That's
in particular?
No.
Okay.
Bobby's not that old, guys.
Yeah, no. I did know a few Lucchese guys. They came up here. And they're still active or dead. So I don't even want to mention their names.
Bobby, you probably get this too. When I was working with John, I guess because once you're in the mob, they think that you know everybody. So John and I used to joke around. Is like somebody's gonna ask him if you knew Al Capone. You know what I mean? Like, how old do you think you guys are? You know?
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny? I'm doing a show with Emily Sweeney. And she is a writer in the Boston Globe. She's one of the top writers.
Wow.
You know, with the mob genre and everything. She got two mob books.
Nice.
And, you know, we actually shot a show yesterday. It's not edited yet. It's just to start the series. And it's sad what I don't know about Boston and everything that was going on. You know, I always picked up little pieces, but there's so much history in the mob, in Boston, around the country. It's impossible to retain all of this.
Well,
If people don't, go ahead, I'm sorry, Tom.
no, I enjoyed the book on the Angelos.
Yeah, but
That was a good book.
the thing is that we're all concerned with our own era and generation
Yeah.
coming up. You know, I'm no buff with all this stuff. I don't try to be.
Bobby, I'm going to say this statement. I want you to tell me if you agree with it or not. I always say that Raymond Sr. was the most powerful boss outside of New York during his era.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
Very well respected.
I mean, I think at that point, Trafficante and Marcello were probably older, but I would put my money on Raymond outside of New York.
Definitely Raymond. Yep.
All right, I'm trying to look for some good questions because we have about 10 minutes left. Big Tuna, what's your thoughts on these YouTubers saying Angel Gotti is not the daughter of John Gotti?
I don't know. I don't have any thought on it because I don't know much about it.
I don't either.
Mark is enjoying Rocky 1999 in beautiful Boca.
That's a beautiful cigar. Rocky Patel makes a beautiful cigar.
Did you guys smash my windows? Bobby, did New England organized crime control the unions like New York City?
No, nothing was like New York City. But even when I was in power, I stopped a strike one time. And if someone needed a job, we could go to the different unions, get them a job. And the crew that was around me had a tight grip on the Teamsters Union, but not the clout that the New York guys had, no.
Bobby, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
One of the things that made Riggy special in that kind of regime at the time, and remember my family's from the other side, so like they were naturalized. I think before I was born. So I'm gonna say like late 60s, early 70s, and they got everything legitimately. But one of the things that they assisted with back then, with if you needed a job in the union, layup, needed any type of jobs, very easy.
Yeah.
But they also helped people get their citizenship.
Yeah. Wow, that's something.
I have a cousin of mine who his parents got it. They assisted with their citizenship.
Yeah. Well, you know, my father had a lot of politician friends around here, and the wise guys did. And they had clout in different places.
Yeah.
But to try to compare Boston and New York, it's not going to happen.
Bobby, I always say, and I know we're running out of time. I always say I think part of the decline of the Cosa Nostra also was when it lost its neighborhood kind of utility, right? Meaning, and I had Myron Sugarman on. You should probably interview him as well. And he kind of talked about back then, if you had a problem, you would go to the wise guys because they had expeditious system. You know, you go to the police, God forbid something happened to your daughter, your sister, someone in your family. So the mob was very expedient, obviously, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when it kind of got away from being the neighborhood protector and giving, I'd call it utility or service to the neighborhood, after that kind of went away, I think that was kind of the beginning of the end. What do you think about that, Bobby?
I agree 100% because I felt that in our neighborhoods, we didn't extort. We had to take care of the neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And I believe that was the mob. I believe it was our job to a certain point. That's when the neighborhoods were safer. That's when the mob had the control. But I'll tell you, another downfall probably was just the new generation that came up.
Yeah.
And probably the drugs, but there's a lot to talk about that to work up to that. But I agree with you with that, Tom, 100%. They had the trust of the community. They don't have that no more.
I would say up to the mid 90s. And then after that, kind of not so much, my opinion.
Well, I gotta tell you, and we say it in here all the time. After I got picked up in '99, we were like the last hurrah up here. The war happened, everything was going on. 20-something years later, it's almost diminished up here.
Yeah.
Never be the same, you know?
Part of history, part of American history.
Yeah, actually is. It is.
Big part of American history.
Yeah. Well, we're there, Kim.
We're there. Do you want to hear what American Made has to say?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
I love you, Kim, but I think I'm gonna take out a contract out on myself with how you read and respond.
Our viewers want to commit suicide?
I have to leave on a happy, funny note.
Oh,
right?
that's great.
Thank you, American Made.
Tom, I want to thank you so much for coming on tonight, brother. And
pleasure.
I'm gonna call you after the show and talk to you.
Please.
Kim, please. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
I love you all. We'll be here next week. I'll be here Sunday. And I got some great interviews coming up for you. And let's go to that commercial again. Hey, everybody, why don't you come up to my Bobby Luisi store on Esty. We got men's t-shirts in black and white, women's V-neck t-shirts in black and white, a shot cup, the Robert Luisi Ministry coffee mug, the Bobby Luisi Show coffee mug, and of course, God's Plans Revealed. And coming out right now, it'll be out in August. Pre-order your book right now from Copper Christian.